I'm joined now by Laura Cuss, Programme Director of the Hydrogen Capability Network at the UK's ATI, to tell me more about the role hydrogen is going to play in helping decarbonise aviation. I wonder if we can start just by explaining a little bit about what the Hydrogen Capability Network is and what your role is.
The Aerospace Technology Institute launched the Fly Zero project a number of years ago, big collaborative project across the UK. And we concluded that liquid hydrogen was the fuel for aviation for long-term decarbonisation with the only real possibility of scale. We've been really glad that we've been able to invest in quite a number of companies working on sort of really strong technology projects in the mid-TRL space. What was apparent is we do need to do a little bit more on coordination. So we need to make sure that we are getting the collaboration for the UK, and we are focusing on test infrastructure, the skills and the research and the fundamental research that's going to enable this mid-TRL. So from our perspective, we've recently launched a report which is available on our website. And what we've shown in there is over the last 12 months, we've really looked at what the critical priorities are for the UK and the sector, the things that we must invest in now, that we just can't leave any later. So we've highlighted what those immediate priorities are, and we want to get those projects into delivery this year. And then over the next 12 months, we're going to look at what the long-term priorities are for the sector. What are the strategic things that need that investment, need that coordination, need that collaboration out for the next 10 years to make sure we can get into service the liquid hydrogen aircraft, and that the UK has a significant part to play on that and the downstream economic benefits.
What's the importance of really collaborating within the industry right here and now today?
Aerospace has a very long development life cycle. So, if we're not investing and improving the technologies now and overcoming the integration challenge that's required, then we're not going to get them into service, and it is going to have sort of a long-term impact. So we fundamentally and absolutely believe that SAF has got a critical role to play. But to get the true sort of zero carbon at the tailpipe, we need hydrogen. We need to start proving that technology as soon as possible, because by proving that technology, it can help sort of the policy makers, the regulators make the decisions that ultimately is going to make sure we get them into the aircraft into service, but penetrating and having that impact as soon as possible to get for 2050 goals. The three critical priority areas that we want to focus on and make sure start happening and moving into delivery this year is making sure we have medium to large scale test facilities in the UK where we can test the technology and prove the technology and have the right amount of liquid hydrogen and that learning that's required. We need those facilities. We need to make sure they're available across the whole sector for our SMEs and the supply chain as well as our big companies. So one of the priorities we've set out is about investing in a medium-scale test hub alongside a strategy of other facilities that we need, and we're working closely with the Health and Safety Executive in Buxton to try and make one of those facilities a reality. The second is looking at the materials test standards that are required. So material testing needs to be done to standards. So when we come to certify these products, we know they've all been done to the same level, and that we've got a good basis for the certification authorities to make sure we maintain Aerospace's safety record. And then the third is around skills. So we need to start piloting some initiatives on skills to make sure we're bringing together the skills that the UK requires, and that we're getting that skills pace, because especially when it comes to cryogenics, there isn't a lot of capability. It's a global market, and we will lose the capability and knowledge we have. So we have to do more to build up that skills base so we can retain the research in the UK.